Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy 420.
Happy. Oh, it is.
420 2020.
420 2020?
Yeah. 420 2020.
Oh, it's 2020.
Yeah.
4
and 320s.
4 320s.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like 9 3/4.
Yeah.
It's like the platform in Harry Potter, but the weed version.
Yeah.
I wonder how people are gonna celebrate 420 today.
Yeah,
because different.
Everyone's not just going to go to the legislature anymore and smoke.
Does that even happen anymore? Because it's illegal, or because it's legal?
Probably not.
Because I know when it was illegal. Now I remember thinking that was the weirdest thing.
What?
That like on one day.
Yeah.
It's legal.
Everyone just goes to show.
I remember that was the first clue when I was like a younger teenager. That was my first clue that weed was not a big deal.
Yeah.
Was that there's one day where you can actually smoke it. And it's like, wait, what? So it's like, is there like a one day that we can go murder people too? Like, why is there a day where something illegal is legal?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what's that movie? The Purge.
Yeah.
It's like The Purge, but for weed.
Is that what it is? The Purge?
I think it's The Purge. It's a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember always thinking that was really weird. It's like, why? Like, that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
It's like, you can go to jail for this. 99% of the year. But today...
But if there's hundreds of people all together doing it...
But if you all do it together...
Can't take them all.
Under our watchful eye, it's okay. Yeah. Only today, though.
Yeah.
Not any other day.
Where did 420 come from?
I don't know.
There's probably so many myths around that, knowing all these stoners in the world.
Did you hear, like, have you heard, I don't even know if it's a conspiracy or if it's proven or whatever it is, but, like, the story of how it became illegal?
Weed?
Yeah.
Something to do with, like, hemp?
Yeah, it was because hemp, I mean, I don't know the specifics, but basically it was because hemp was such a valuable product that all these companies were going to start to go out of business because their materials that they used
like cotton
could be replaced by hemp. And apparently a big one was paper.
Oh.
Because hemp paper apparently is super strong.
Yeah.
And it's just as easy and cheap to make as regular paper.
Yeah.
So things like paper companies, and I forget his name, but apparently there's this one guy who owned a massive paper company who basically controlled the news because he made paper and he made newspapers.
Hella power.
So he just put out all this brutal media about weed and hemp, saying how bad it was, and one of the big things it was is it said that, or they said that it makes white women want to sleep with black men, and that was like one of their big things that they put out. And obviously racism was huge back then, so they basically just made hemp seem like it was the worst thing ever, even though it was this incredible new product that could change everything for the better, but they didn't want to lose money, so they just made it bad and they made it illegal.
In today's world, you don't see any sort of hemp.
No, it's like it's
so niche-y.
There was a bit of a spike where people were doing like hemp clothing and stuff.
A little bit,
but it kind of died off. It seemed like
Like I didn't even know hemp paper was a thing.
You can make hemp anything.
So much, yeah.
You make hemp, and that's why the big businesses were like, shit, we're gonna get beat by this hemp stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before it was illegal in all the newspapers and stuff, in the media back then, they were promoting it. They're like, hemp is this new crazy thing that we figured out how to make, and it's gonna change this, and then all the rich people were like, actually, no, it's not, and they made it illegal.
That's so funny. Like, why? Because like, if those people are so rich and powerful in the first place, why not just buy up all the hemp? And then just make it yourself. In a true capitalistic manner, why not just start producing it instead of restricting it?
I think because it was so easy to make that there was going to be so much competition that regardless of if they adopted hemp or if they just got rid of it, or if they adopted hemp or not, they would have so much competition that they would be making less money anyways.
Yeah. Because
they would have had to gone from a place where they had a complete monopoly.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it now, it's hard to imagine... Well, actually, no, there's monopolies now, for sure. But thinking about back then, something like newspapers, there's not that many people making paper. Right? But then if it went from that to everyone now has the potential to make paper out of this amazing substance and better paper, there's going to be way more competition. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. And when you now that like weed is legal and everything, you think about how ridiculous that it was illegal. Like, how is weed legal and alcohol isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alcohol's way worse than weed.
Super weird. And then alcohol was illegal, and then it became legal again.
That was weird. I don't think, why was there a prohibition? Do you know why?
I don't know. I feel like that's important to know. There's probably a variety of reasons, but yeah, prohibition.
It didn't last very long, though. I don't think.
I don't think so. I don't think
it lasted like 10 years or something.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
And then there was like black market alcohol.
Drink. Alcohol is the one thing where it's pretty much legal everywhere.
It's legal everywhere, and
why is alcohol legal everywhere?
Because the government can make money off of it, and it's also
they can make money off of weed too.
Yeah, now they can, so they do. But before it was legal, they couldn't, so they didn't like it. And it's also
so weird that weed is like so universally illegal.
But alcohol
even though alcohol is way more dangerous.
But alcohol is also such a cultural thing. Like all these different cultures have different types of alcohol.
Right.
That's why there's so many different types of alcohols, because like over the centuries and centuries since someone discovered it, they've made whiskey and they've made vodka, like all these different types that come from all different cultures, and champagne and like all this. So I think weird.
But why is weed so universally bad?
Because they made it bad.
Who did though?
The fucking paper people. It wasn't universally
well, like if you go
bad.
to Thailand, why is it so bad there? It's really bad in Thailand.
It's not just weed, it's drugs.
Yeah.
It's just drugs. For whatever reason, alcohol just like squeaked under the curtain.
Yeah.
And they're like, actually, this is okay.
And alcohol is actually kind of fun and it makes you feel pretty good. So.
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe because it's a drink.
Maybe
like
not everyone likes smoking weed. And you could argue not everyone likes getting drunk, but there's way less people that, like, way more people have bad experiences with weed than people who have overall bad experiences with alcohol. Yeah. There's no, like, what's your worst experience with weed? Like, you're paranoid and, like, if you smoke way too much, you'll green out. But people die from alcohol. All the time. People die from alcohol all the time, I mean, like, I guess you can, like, drive high and that's not good and everything. But, like, it's not nearly as bad as driving drunk. Like, but you can drink yourself to death. You can't smoke yourself to death. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like just from, I think it definitely has a big thing to do with, like, laws and government. Because, like, even, like, I personally know, like, older people who, when it was illegal, they were like, no, it's terrible. Don't do it. Right. Worst thing for you, you'll go to jail. Now that it's legal, they're like, yeah, it's not bad. So it's like they were basically, the government had their balls and, you know, they didn't want them to twist. So they just like, people are scared of the government. So what the government says goes. Yeah. Like that marathon dude in that video yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was also in the Olympics, so he's probably getting Michael Phelps was in the Olympics too. If that guy was like, dude, who's better? Michael Phelps is the one guy. Dude. You cannot say that Michael Phelps is the only Olympian that smokes weed. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, Michael Phelps is the one guy. I don't know if he still does. He just has been able to get away with that kind of thing. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For every other like, Olympian, like, that's their entire life, and they can't rely on their brand like Michael Phelps can. Yeah, because they need to play by those rules. Beast. But the amount of doping that goes on in sports. Like, remember when Russia got eliminated because, like, some crazy number? Yeah. Not like that, though. Not where they eliminate a country. Yeah. They're like, too many of your people are doped up. You guys are out this year. Like, how embarrassing that would be. Yeah. Putin was not stoked on that one, I bet. Where do you think that line is drawn between like unfair advantages? Okay, so this is kind of responding to that. I saw this meme. It was really funny. It was like, we should have an Olympics, like the Olympics that we have, where everyone's just where everyone's good. But then he's like, and then there's another one. It's like, but then we should also have an Olympics where you can take anything you want. Yeah. And we should really see how high humans can jump. Get freaks out there, man. It's like, let's make super athletes out of all the drugs we can. I mean, like, if the athletes are willing to deal with whatever consequences, sweet, and let's really see what humans can do. Well, like, think about it, because, you know, people will be like, oh, you can't take steroids. It's not natural. It's like, okay, wearing fucking foam blocks on your foot is not natural either. Yeah, there's definitely a line. It's like, I think it's just like anything that enhances your biology,
right? Like wearing like I remember when Kipchoge did like the 2-hour marathon thing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people who were like, oh, well, he was wearing special shoes. It's like, okay, fucking you put on the shoes and let's see you do it. Like there's certain things that give an advantage, but not.
Yeah.
And same thing. Remember when that guy with no legs ran in the regular Olympics?
No.
The guy he had like two. That. He killed his girlfriend like 2 years later. I don't know. It was a big scandal. Yeah, but he has his legs cut off at his knees for, I forget if it was like an accident or disease or something. So he had like those running
those things,
prosthetics.
Yeah.
And people were saying like, oh well, that's actually an advantage. Right. Because he can't get calf cramps. I mean, they're like a little bit springy. So like there's like a point where it's like he's at a disadvantage, but now he's at an advantage.
Yeah.
Because he kept up. Like I watched videos. I don't know what place he got.
He was fast as hell.
He was fucking fast. Yeah. And they do have like a little bit of spring. So he basically got. So yeah, it's kind of like where
do you draw that line?
I think it's just like if you ingest things that improve your actual like body's biological ability to do things, then it. But like so
eating
easy,
donuts
man.
versus eating broccoli. Technically, the broccoli is going to make you perform better.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's like
that's such
not natural.
Yeah,
like it's like if you take something that's, but then again, you can't. I don't think you can smoke weed and weed's natural.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's just weird.
I think of it is like a drug.
Yeah.
Because there's drugs you can take.
Yeah.
But I think it was Tylenol for a while.
Yeah.
That Tylenol has something in it that makes people test positive for steroids. It might not be Tylenol, but it might be something else. But all these people were getting tested positive, but they actually weren't taking it. It's just that they. Yeah. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
but
that'd be such a weird world to be in.
But you can take like such little. Like, for example, something that's super common for people who work out is like pre-workout. Yeah. It's like when I used to work out in the gym and I took pre-workout, I was legitimately enhanced. Yeah. Like I was an enhanced human. Like it made me.
That's why people take it.
Yeah. Like I could lift more. I could run faster. I could jump higher.
It's like a light steroid.
Yeah. And I remember I used to take it for volleyball games. Right. Like I'd take it before a volleyball game because I'd be like, it makes me like better. Yeah. So like, is that
all hyperactive?
Yeah. So like, is that cheating?
I don't know.
Because everyone has access to pre-workout and it's legal.
I feel like people should just take away all the restrictions, take away all the fuck it. Let them use drugs. Let them just turn into these beefed up monkeys.
Nah. I mean, that would be entertaining. Yeah. But I think for actual,
that's what sports are. They're entertainment.
Not for the athlete.
But the only reason that professional athletes exist is because they're entertaining to watch.
Yes.
So technically,
but I personally, I get like a sour taste in my mouth if I find out that this crazy athlete was like juiced up, like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, of course.
Remember Lance Armstrong?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Was his name Lance?
Yeah.
The biker guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was like they found out he was juiced up.
Yeah.
And I remember after he was like, everyone's juiced up. Yeah. He was just like, he's like, you guys caught me because I win a lot. Yeah. But everyone's juiced up. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I went into
huge.
I remember when I went into university volleyball and I found out they do testing.
Right.
And I was like, they test us? Yeah. This is like Canadian university volleyball. And like they rarely do. They only test like if somebody's like ridiculously good, they'll test them. Yeah. But yeah, I remember because me and my buddy were like smoking weed that summer and we got super scared. We were like, oh, shit, we gotta stop getting tested. Yeah. Or stop smoking so we don't get tested.
Yeah, I remember before I got a job, after graduating high school, I had to get a drug test and I knew about a month in advance. Yeah. And I'd been smoking a lot of weed at that point and I was like, fuck, because I know
weed stays in your system for a long time.
Yeah, for quite a while. And so I remember I just quit cold turkey for give or take about a month, and I drank so much cranberry juice. Just so much cranberry juice.
Just gotta flush yourself out.
Anything I could find. And then I was taking, I don't even know if they're real or if they're even, if you can really trust them, but I would go to like some of the dope shops around like Spruce Grove, and I would buy like weed test kits. So that I could like test myself. I think I bought like 2 of them.
They have those,
and you
probably specifically for that reason.
Yeah, probably
because people are like,
dude, I was
shit,
pounding cranberry juice back, and then as soon as I got my job, I got drug tested, and then yeah,
that's so weird that you could get drunk you could be a huge alcoholic and never lose your job. Yeah, but if you smoke weed once and get tested, you get fired.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It's so ridiculous.
Should we pick a topic?
Yeah, let's pick a topic.
Do you want me to pick it or do you want to pick it?
You can pick it. Go for it. Go for it.
Got any guesses?
Something vague.
Something vague. General.
Something general.
Something not too specific.
Vague. That's going to have to make us think a little bit. That's my guess.
That was athletic. Oh, this is actually wow, this is twice in a row it's been on topic. Working out.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Working out makes you better, makes you stronger, makes you feel good.
Oh, makes you a beast.
Keeps you physically in good shape. What is good shape?
I had a thought the other day.
Okay.
About fitness and health and stuff, and I was trying to think about how I related to it.
Yeah.
And how I kind of thought about it.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that health, like keeping yourself healthy, eating decent, like working out, staying in shape. I don't mean like being a fitness freak. Just generally don't get fat.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a responsibility.
Yeah.
Like it's presented as like an option because for one,
so a lot of people would definitely argue that.
Well let's argue, Dion. You be the devil's advocate.
I'll be devil's advocate.
Okay. So
I believe in being healthy.
Okay, let's first of all I'll go to the most logical and wide spanning argument is that obesity and people who are out of shape put so much weight on pun unintended put so much weight on the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Because obesity and high blood pressure and all these different things result in diseases that make the hospitals work harder to save those people.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that obesity is necessarily a good thing or that we shouldn't have obese people.
Okay. And so
I think just generally, because most people don't work out.
Yeah. I'm not,
and most people aren't obese or that, like, I guess it depends, like, what is out of shape. Like, most people can't run 10 kilometers.
Let's relate it to something.
Yeah.
Why do you make money?
For freedom, and I don't know, there's a lot of reasons, but mostly for freedom.
For freedom, and like you want to like pay food or you want to pay for food.
Yeah, you
like,
got to support yourself.
You got to support yourself.
You got to live. Okay. Let's say that.
So you got to live. Okay, so staying not even in shape, just not getting super out of shape. So making sure you're healthy is an equal.
Yeah.
When it comes to freedom to the way money gives freedom to your life, health gives freedom to your life.
Yeah.
I think that's equal. And you would say that getting money is a responsibility. You got to make money.
For sure.
Right? So I think that making sure that you're healthy and you're in shape and you can do things is a responsibility to yourself.
Right.
And I think if you neglect that, you aren't respecting yourself.
But my dad's a millionaire and he's never worked out a day in his life and he's not obese or unhealthy and he's a pretty happy guy.
Yeah. He's not obese. I'm not saying you have to be a fitness freak.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like
he doesn't work out at all.
Yeah, I'm not saying you are your responsibility is to go to the gym 5 days a week.
Right.
I think your responsibility is to not let yourself get to a point that you're a hindrance to yourself, your happiness, or a hindrance to others.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like just imagine how much better societies would be if everyone was healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, if everyone was physically healthy, I'm sure it would definitely be huge.
You can eat McDonald's and ice cream and have fun and shit and eat great stuff.
Cream,
Ice cream's great. I bought ice cream the other day.
Cookies I noticed that.
I got it. I was
talking to Callie about it last night. I was like, hey, did you know?
Dude, it's
that,
so good.
Eddie bought some ice cream.
And I literally bought it because I'm working out more now. So I'm like, I need to boost some calories. I can put in some ice cream.
It's fine, yeah.
But like, it's just the people who completely neglect health.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just affect like your physical health, it affects your mental health, it affects how you
being unhealthy.
Like I think it's a responsibility to keep yourself healthy. And I think if you neglect that, you're neglecting respect you have for yourself.
Oh yeah, big time.
I hate when people try to promote that it's okay to be unhealthy. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. When people are like...
I'll probably get in shit for saying this, but it's a good thing that no one really watches it.
Because it's honest.
But there's this movement that I've noticed online for heavier weighted, bigger women complaining about not having enough...
You said that nicely.
not having enough outdoor clothing.
Yeah.
And
yes, I saw,
you know why?
What you're talking about.
You know why these brands don't make big clothing for heavier individuals? Because people who are getting into the outdoors and hiking a lot aren't fucking fat. They're not fucking obese because they're active. They're keeping in shape. And then you're going to get all these people, because I know they exist and I've seen them before, and I know them, and I'm not hating on them. Like, I understand there's conditions and stuff out there, but a lot of
exceptions.
A lot of people want to go and complain because their body shape is this way. They're obese, and
I have
maybe there's a condition.
Structure.
Yeah, or maybe they have a weird fucking a condition where maybe they put. I don't know how much I believe in that personally. I'm probably gonna get in shit for saying that.
No, that's why my one argument for them is there is 100% conditions that make people fat.
Okay,
100%.
That exists,
excluding those people.
But so many obese people latch onto that because their obesity is not a direct result of their own actions.
It's like everything right now. Right, it's like because you're not allowed to offend people.
Yeah,
they can say that, and no one's gonna
call them out.
No one's gonna call them out on it. But
I'm gonna call them out on it. If you're fucking obese and you're complaining about not having outdoor clothing that fits you properly, lose some fucking weight, get out there and actually get active, change your diet, because I can probably guarantee you your diet probably sucks dick. Yeah. It probably sucks dick. You're probably eating ice cream and Cheetos all the fucking time. The best. And I know you can attest to that.
I can,
because we're probably thinking of a similar person here.
Yes. Okay, so the best description I've ever heard from this was from Bill Burr, like the comedian.
Oh yeah.
And one was him talking about him talking about actresses getting upset for like producers, and they're in like a big movie or something, and the director or something wants them to lose some weight to play for this role, and them getting offended by it. And he was like, they're paying you millions of dollars, fucking lose 10 pounds. It's not a threat, it's not fucking offensive. You're getting paid millions of dollars, you can lose a couple pounds. And the second one was people getting pissed off about like quote unquote perfect bodies, and just being upset that there's the people who get presented out there in magazines and models and stuff have these amazing bodies. And
well, to be fair, like that is kind of an unhealthy representation of what women in particular should look like.
Yes, so I totally agree with that. But the way he made up, because when he started saying it, I was like, not everyone's like a perfect 10.
Yeah.
Like whoever. Yeah. Like Candace of fucking Victoria's Secret. But the people who say that their bodies are fake, and they go on that argument saying like, oh, that's a fake body and it's edited, and it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
They're just really, really, really hot and you're jealous.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
Because 98% of the world is jealous.
Totally.
But they're not fake.
Yeah.
They are real people, and some people just got blessed with Greek god-like assets, and that you just got to accept that. And
I'm jealous of people all the time.
I'm
a pretty in shape. Like I've got a great body. And I'm happy with the way I look.
I see guys, and I'm like, that looks. Yeah. He's crazy. But like when people say it's unattainable, it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, you're putting that
You're
voice
looking
in your
at
own
a
head.
photo of the attained body.
Yeah,
and it's just and then the reason it's so crazy when they do that is because they still look at it.
Right.
They still want it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people who do kind of promote like, oh, it's okay to not look like that.
Yeah.
They almost go too far the other way sometimes.
Right.
And they're like, you're okay the way you are. It's like, yeah, but you might not be.
Yeah, if you're super obese and unhealthy, and like, let's face it, there's bigger people out there. Like genuinely, especially men, there's some big ass fucking men. Guys. I worked at an outdoor store, and we had big ass guys that came in, and I'm like, okay, you could run 20 miles every day, you're probably not going to get much smaller. So like there is bigger people. Yeah. But I'm talking about there's a difference between being like genuinely big and being obese.
Well, there's
I'm talking about like obese, like heavy people that just genuinely could make better choices. Okay, so here's my belief. My belief is that, and this is coming from a straight white male living in North America. I know I have all the privilege in the world, and I'm not allowed to say anything because I'm a fucking white male, and I'm not allowed to say anything. My opinion doesn't matter because I'm a white male. Okay, yeah, that's racism. Anyways, I think, in my opinion, pretty much like most of the issues in the world stem from, I think, again, this is just my opinion, I think most of the issues in the world stem from people's lack of responsibility for themselves.
Yes. That was my first point.
Yeah.
In this whole...
That's all it is. And bad stuff happens, natural disasters happen, shit happens that's out of your control. But I would say probably, a huge percentage of the time, if you have an issue in your life, there's probably something you can do about it, or there was a choice you could have made to make that not happen. Like when my van got fucking stolen. Yeah, these assholes stole my van and stole my entire... I was living in my van, and they stole everything, like all my production gear, everything. I could have not left my van unlocked that night. I left my fucking van unlocked. That's on me. That's my fucking fault. I could have not parked my van there that night. There's so many things that are my fault.
Yeah.
And I just think a lot of people's issues in the world, like, people need to look at themselves before they start being like, I have a condition, or like,
well, okay,
society makes me feel bad about myself, and therefore, fuck that.
The one thing I respect is if you have a serious condition.
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm not trying to say.
It's not. Some people have genuine conditions where they can't do.
And I'm not trying to say that I don't respect people who are overweight. I have overweight friends, and I
definitely,
love
them. That's not what I'm saying either.
They're awesome people. But if I had a conversation with them about it, and they tried to complain about them being overweight, I'd be like, go to a gym.
Yeah.
Like, because if you do not have a genetic reason why you cannot lose weight, you cannot victimize yourself.
Exactly.
As something, another big reason is mental health.
Yeah, like I said,
I know
it probably sounded a little aggressive for me. I don't care if people are obese or overweight. If you choose to be and you're happy with it, go for it. Genetic
conditions and like mental health conditions like anorexia or bulimia. We're like, okay, those are fucking real. Like there's legitimate reasons why people can... and even the opposite sometimes, where they're too skinny and they can't gain weight.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's legitimate reasons that if you have them, you will have a big trouble. But if you're just out of shape, or if you... I'm not even saying out of shape. If you're out of shape to the point that it's affecting your life in a negative way, and you don't fall under one of those reasons, you can't claim as a victim.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
If your diet's really poor... Anyone can change their diet. People complain, oh, it's so expensive to eat healthy. No, it's fucking not.
Yeah.
Do you know how inexpensive it is to buy a couple heads of broccoli and a thing of lettuce? Very inexpensive. And I'm not saying just eat veggies. Like, obviously you need to eat other things, but so many people go to the grocery store and they want to buy prepackaged foods that are completely processed because it's easy.
I felt guilty buying the ice cream.
Did you?
I felt so guilty. Not because I wasn't even like... It was because like I could be buying like a carton of eggs or like the amount that ice cream. You gotta treat yourself. I had that. That's what I was thinking in the store. I'm like, because I have been trying to be really healthy, but then like over the past couple of weeks, I've really wanted a treat. I'm like,
you want to be healthy, but you also don't want to be.
You gotta
like,
be happy.
Bored.
There's a difference.
You don't want to be bored.
But like, I just the amount of happiness you will gain as your health gets better is just so intense, and it makes such a difference. Like, I honestly think that being really healthy is one of the probably most effective antidepressant drugs that you can, and it's not a drug. And there's probably tons of people out there.
Say that again?
That being in very, very good shape or being healthy, like paying attention to your health, is one of the best antidepressant drugs out there. And there's obviously tons of people who are in insane shape and probably depressed. Yeah. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
But if you are depressed and you're not healthy, it's a really good place to start.
Yeah.
Because it happens so fast.
Great fucking place
if you eat healthy for 4 days, you're like, damn, I feel good.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference.
And I think just because we are two privileged white males, straight white males, just because, we fall into that category doesn't mean, like, I know for a fact, like, because I can hear voices right now where people are like, oh, but, like, I don't know, people are making excuses because I feel like stuff we're saying is true, and people kind of get offended about it because they subconsciously know it's true. That's why they're getting offended.
Yeah.
Essentially, people are getting called out on their shit if they're listening to this and, getting a bit offended. But
I think you have to. Like, because, okay, because I've never been...
Because I know it personally, like, working out and some sort of physical activity has definitely helped pull me out of a depressive state.
Oh, absolutely. And, like...
For sure, 100%. For me personally.
I've never been fat. Like, I've never been obese. But I've definitely been in insanely good shape.
Yeah.
And I've been out of shape.
For sure.
Like, really out of shape. Like, when I started going backpacking, like, I lost all my fitness. Like, I never got fat, but I definitely, like, I didn't really have muscle, and, like, I couldn't...
You're still more in shape than most average people.
I would say I was...
So you still did push-ups, and you did, like, little workouts every once in a while.
I did shit all.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I was, like, late teens...
When we were surfing in Bali all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was still active.
Yeah.
But even that, it almost proves my point more. The amount... Like, how much better I felt when I was in really good shape compared to when I was just average is such a difference.
Right.
There was so much of a difference. When I was in really good shape, I felt amazing. Every day I had so much energy.
Right.
I was eating healthy. I was never I was never super tired. I could always get up and do things. Like, I was never restricted by my body.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Probably most of all when I say it's a responsibility to stay healthy, to respect yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you stay healthy, you don't have restrictions.
Yeah.
If you let yourself get super unhealthy, you are literally putting a cast on yourself that restricts you from doing more things.
A lot of things, yeah.
And there's lots of people who don't really care.
Yeah.
And you don't have to care. Like, you don't have to want to run a marathon.
Yeah, again, it doesn't matter if someone's out of shape or fat or obese, or even if they just don't work out. Like, if someone's happy and they're not complaining about it, that's fine. But
that's fine.
The moment that people start complaining because of things in their life that they have direct control over, if you're complaining about anything in your life that you can control, that's on you. That's your fault. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that.
I feel like this turned into more of like a mentality of fitness than working out.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, everything kind of comes down to mentality.
Everything is mentality. Yeah. That's interesting. But, like, well, to kind of take it away from talking about other people, I love working out.
Yeah.
I legitimately love working out.
I feel like you don't even have to like working out, like, because, like, not everyone wants to go. Like, some people just genuinely hate running. Some people genuinely hate the gym.
Yeah,
and I feel like you don't have to do that to be in shape. It's just a matter of find activities. Like, for me, that was climbing, because I've never been any sort of athletic person whatsoever until I got into climbing. Climbing was the one that really motivated me to, like, get healthy and really get in shape.
That's a big thing, is people don't want to go to the gym, but you don't have to go to the gym. Just there's so many things yoga that are so fun that are great for you, like surfing, climbing. All you could do is
hiking.
Climb. If you climb 3 or 4 times a week and you don't eat like shit, you will be in extremely good shape.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, you don't have to work out. Like, you should probably stretch.
Dude,
like
3 months of climbing for me compared to 3 months of going to the gym. And, like, when I go to the gym, I'll go for an hour and I work out. Like, I actually work out.
Yeah.
But, man, I've never been in better shape. Climbing gets me in way better shape.
Climbing's a different thing, man.
Yeah.
Climbing gets you... And it's weird because it gets you in shape, but it's not, like it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
But if you stay at the lower levels of climbing, it's not that hard. Definitely after you do it for a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And then it still gets you in shape.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird thing that it does not feel like you're working out at all.
Totally.
Because you're doing an activity. It's fun.
Fun for most people.
You're not worried about, like, your muscles hurting. You're worried about falling off the wall, right? So it's so cool because it takes away all the boringness of working out.
And working out, you kind of have to know what you're doing, and that stops a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, what things do I lift? How do I lift it? What's proper form? Yeah. Climbing, it's like, okay, you start here, go up there.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
One of the things that sucks, too, with getting into fitness is so many people are just scared of being looked at.
Yeah.
Like, so definitely girls, which is totally understandable that girls don't want to go into a gym full of, like, ripped, like, meathead guys that just, like, stare at them.
Yeah.
But it's... You have to, like, overcome that.
Yeah.
Or work out in your room, like, whatever. But being scared that you're going to be looked at when you're working out is, like, an okay reason.
Yeah.
But, like, it's something that you probably have to get over. I felt that when I
first started working out. Even if I go to a gym and it's different, and I haven't been in a while.
It is totally different for girls. Because girls, you know, guys are weird and they just stare.
Yeah.
But...
Guys get a lot more enjoyment out of looking at girls.
There's actually so many
at guys.
You think?
Oh, yes.
Probably. Or is that,
dude, guys' attraction to women is almost purely physical. Initially, it's pretty much 100% physical. Yeah. Women, on the other hand, it doesn't matter. Obviously, physicality is important, but I can say for a fact that women, the physicality does not matter nearly as much.
I take back my argument.
Yeah.
But there's so many gyms now that have like just women's sections.
Yep. Yeah, that's really cool. Common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually weird now if it doesn't, I think. Like with all the new gyms, most of them have like a women's only section.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially smaller ones too.
Yeah.
The big kind of the Steve Nash gyms or the Fit for Less gyms,
the big really cheap ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go to like to a nicer gym,
the grocery chain gyms.
Good for Life or Good Life doesn't have one.
Okay.
Have you been to Good Life Fitness? They're crazy.
Are they?
Those are some crazy gyms.
Isn't Fit for Less from Good Life?
Maybe Fit for Less is like the cheap version of Good Life.
Off branch,
probably because they are similar. Yeah. Like the setups are similar. They're in like massive places, but Good Life is just like like they had a hot yoga room that you could use like anytime you want. They have training. They're massive. But yeah, anyways, it's just like gyms aren't the only way to get in shape.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun ways to get in shape.
It's awesome.
That's the thing. You just got to find a way to make it fun, make it enjoyable.
So I'm like starting to do more workout routines now, and so like last night I literally just like was walking around the farm trying to find shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what can I like work out with? I found a tire. I was working out with a stump. I worked out with a stump this morning. I threw a stump across the field.
Yeah.
I have the video. I'll put a clip in. It's kind of. I was watching him like this. Looks hilarious because it's just like me running after this stump every time I throw it. I have my bike and I have an axe and I'm just gonna like chop so there's so many things that like don't even seem like they're working out.
Right.
But if you do them enough, you'll just get in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think health is like at the one of the tops. Priorities. It kind of falls below some priorities. Like you want to make sure you're like you need money and you need like food and stuff and like and being healthy is a privilege. 100% it's a privilege. Like the choice to eat or the ability to have choice in what you eat is a huge privilege. The ability to go for runs, like it's a
that's all the more reason to be healthy.
Exactly. It's like
you have the privilege. Like if you're watching this right now and you live in Canada or the US or any developed country for that matter,
you probably don't have
you are privileged. Yeah, we're again straight white males. We're privileged. Everyone's fucking privileged. We're all privileged to be living in a first world country where we can go to the grocery store and decide if we want to buy healthy greens or if we want to buy bags of chips or ramen noodles or name your fucking thing.
But you gotta use your freedom. Like if you have the privilege, if you have the freedom to work out, to eat healthy, I think it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it was in the last episode I said that I think it's just as sad when somebody has privilege, has freedom, and doesn't use it as someone who doesn't have freedom or privilege.
Yeah.
Like that. Like what's the point of having freedom and privilege if you don't use it?
Yeah.
And make your life better.
Yeah.
So, work out.
Work out. It's just good for you.
Like what's that? Who are the people that made that song? I work out.
Oh, LMFAO.
Yes.
I work out.
I work out. Because I'm sexy and I know it. Anyways, that's enough workout rant.
Yeah. I'm sure people have heard that enough in their life.
I work out. Yeah, it's weird. That's one thing that people... That's one of the ones that people don't honestly talk about much. It's like... people shouldn't be fat.
Yeah. Are we fat shaming?
I don't think...
Do you think fat shaming is wrong?
I think if you treat somebody different because of their body, then you're an asshole.
Yeah.
If you tell someone their life would be better probably if they lost weight,
that's not fat
that's
shaming.
not fat shaming. That's
discriminating against someone because of their body. Yeah, I agree. Is super fucked and wrong.
You never have you ever heard somebody who got in shape when they're not in shape and said, my life is worse now? No.
Not that I can recall.
No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. You always hear people going, "Oh, I wish I didn't let myself get out of shape." Yeah. But no one ever says, "I'm in shape and it sucks."
Wow, this whole journey of losing 30 pounds, that actually really sucked. I completely regret it.
That's why there's TV shows about it, because it inspires people.
That's why there's a new fucking weight loss commercial every 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's why there's professional athletes and like all these things that inspire people. And it's just like, because those people's lives are probably better. Yeah. Maybe not better in X amount of ways. Maybe they don't have money or blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But how they physically feel, which is a huge part of your life, is probably better
than physical and your mental is very connected.
Yeah. Like, I think if you ever treat somebody badly because of their weight, you're an asshole. Yeah, you're a dick. Yeah. You're an asshole. But And I would never go up to a stranger and say, "Hey man,
you're fat, man.
What would be great?
Your life would be better.
Your life would be better." Yeah. But like, if I had a friend I was really close with and I saw that they were struggling because of their health, I would be like, "You need to, like, I'll help you out. Let's get a trainer, like whatever." But like, I think it's a responsibility to keep yourself to the health that you feel like you are good at. Yeah, and feeling like a victim when you don't have an actual reason to be a victim is not okay. Yeah. It's not okay.
Don't victimize yourself, because there's actual victims out there
that would be like me complaining about not having opportunities. Yeah. I can't do that. No. I've had a lot. Yeah. I can't do that. So
that's why I just don't like complaining in general.
Like you said, like I had this conversation with my friend the other day. It's like, I feel like because slowly, very, very slowly, I mean, it's not even close right now. Whites are still like whatever you want to call it, but it's slowly becoming like more even. Very, very slowly. What do you mean? What is like racism is slowly disappearing. It's still very prevalent, but compared to however many years ago, it's gotten to a point where like I feel guilty saying things just because I'm white, which is like I'm not arguing it. I'm not racist at all. Yeah. But it's interesting that you have to acknowledge that now. Yeah. You have to acknowledge that like our lives are easier because of the way we look.
Yeah, we do have more opportunities or better opportunities just because of the way that we look.
And it's something that... But
so do really attractive women.
Exactly. So like, just like we can never understand what it's like to be a Victoria's Secret model, people who live in like very, very like small minorities or something are treated differently because of their race. We could never understand what it's like to be in their shoes because we've never experienced it. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, it's
Tyler
never...
and I had that conversation last night.
Yeah. Like, I remember the first time I ever went to Africa and I went on a public transport. Yeah. I was 18 years old. Yeah. That was probably the first time I really understood what it felt to be a minority. Right. I was the only white guy on that bus. Yeah. And I just remember being like,
it's weird.
This is what it's like.
You stick out.
Because I was with Tessa, and Tessa is 3 inches shorter than me and has blonde hair. Yeah. And so we're like, and I'm 6'4" or whatever, right? Yeah. So we stuck out. And we were with a guy who was ginger. We were with one white guy who was ginger. So we were like the epitome of white, right? Yeah. And just I remember being on that bus, just packed in with all these local Kenyan people. Yeah. And the way they were just staring at us, like, and even though
like aliens to them.
They were probably super nice people, everyone on that bus, and they were nice. We talked to one of them. One of them like told us where to go. We were trying to find a place and everything. But just that feeling. Yeah. That feeling of being so different and being such a minority it definitely opened, I mean, at like a young age, it opened my eyes to what it feels like to be in a place that you actually are a minority.
Definitely.
And that was a crazy experience. Anyways, rant about, I don't know why we got into racism there.
Yeah, I forget how.
I think it's because we low key are trying to cover our asses for telling people to not be fat.
Yeah. I like watching those videos that the like male privilege is a myth and all that kind of stuff, because I don't necessarily agree with everything that guy says in his videos, but I think he makes a lot of really good points, and I think that's why it's important to have people who have different views from you, because just because you don't agree with them doesn't mean that they shouldn't have their opinions. Yeah. It's good to be challenged on your own beliefs, because not everything you think is right guaranteed there's probably someone in the world that is going to argue with something you believe. I can guarantee it. It doesn't matter what you believe. Like, oh, you shouldn't kill people. Okay, well, I can guarantee there's probably people out there that would argue why, in some cases, it might be necessary to do that kind of thing.
Do what?
Like, kill someone. Like, anyone can agree killing someone's bad, but I guarantee, like, for sure 100%, there's people out there that would argue that there is circumstances and cases where that's necessary.
Murderers.
Yeah, exactly.
There's tons of them. They're in jail.
Yeah.
You could probably go talk to one.
Capital punishment is a form of murder. And a lot of people would be like, yeah, good, fucking death penalty. They deserve it. Right? So... Yeah. I just lost my train of thought where I was going with that, but we should probably end it.
You're talking about killing people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already at like 45 minutes where there's no really point in making it short.
I was talking about how it's important to have people who challenge your beliefs because it'll make you think in a different way. And just because you don't agree with someone, you should at least open your mind up to understand where they're coming from and understand what they're saying so that you can make your own informed beliefs. You got to see both sides of every coin, because if you only ever stick to one side of something and you never even want to like talk or converse with the other side, then you're fucking everyone else over.
And then back to like health and workout, I think that's why it's so important that people are able to say what we just said and call out the people who are overweight, and because no one will tell them unless they're like your family or you're extremely close to them, but not many people are just going to tell people that they should get in better shape.
Right.
And there's the people out there.
It's hard because like who's like not you, but like who are you to like tell someone that they should be in better shape?
Exactly.
Right?
So because there's that fact, I guess, about society and how people interact, is that not many people are gonna like tell you to do something that will be better for you because they don't want to offend you. But that's why there's people like David Goggins who are so fucking valuable, because he's one of those people that just doesn't give a fuck and he's gonna say what he thinks. And you can't dispute it because what he thinks and what he says is right. Right? I mean, like obviously he's an extremist in his beliefs, but if no one out there ever told people that being overweight and being unhealthy is bad for you, there would be no contrast in belief, and there would be no reason for the people to get in better shape. And so I think it's really, really important to, in a way that you're not offending them because you don't want to be a dick, but letting them know that your life will be better if you believe this. And I welcome anyone to argue with me against why being unhealthy is better than being healthy if you don't have a condition and you don't have some sort of mental health problem or something that is a real excuse. Right. Like there's just no argument. There is no argument. It's just because you're being lazy or you just don't think it's important. I feel like the people who don't think it's important have never been in shape. If at some point in your life you get in really, really good shape, you will always divert to that point as being a good time.
Because you know how good it feels.
Yeah, like that's why people like older men and stuff and like whoever, they always revert to be like, I remember when I was a stud in university, right? Like they never revert back to like, I remember when I was a fat guy that drank beer every night when I was 30, right? Like it's always, they go back to the point where like, this is when I was in really good shape and I was healthy and I loved that part of my life. So it's like, why wouldn't you just make your whole life?
It sort of like changes your baseline a little bit.
It totally changes your baseline.
Because once it
takes your baseline from here to here. And you just become like a better human.
It's like once you know how good it feels, you can't unexperience that. And so it's always in your head of, I know this feels way better. Whereas if you don't experience what it feels like to be in just like good physical shape, then you don't really have an understanding of how much better it feels, and therefore that's probably a reason why a lot of people don't even start working out in the first place, is because their only experience with like working out or getting in shape is pain. It's like going for a run for your first time. It fucking sucks. It sucks ass. You're like, this doesn't feel fucking good. What the fuck? You guys are fucking lying to me. It's like, okay, but
it's the other time.
That's actually a good argument.
It's like paying.
It hurts.
Yeah, but
this doesn't feel good.
Okay. So do you like paying rent?
Fuck no.
Do you like living in a house?
Hell no. Okay. Yes, I do. Sorry.
normal person would say yes. So it's like, but it's like anything though. But because it's like actual discomfort, it feels worse than like a different type of loss.
Yeah.
But
well, it's like paying taxes. Do you like paying taxes? Hell no, you don't.
You don't want to pay taxes.
But do you like being able to go to the hospital and not having to worry about a bill afterwards?
Yeah.
Hell,
do you like roads? But like, so it goes back to I lost my train of thought now too. God damn it.
I think we should wrap this. I think we're going way longer than
I had a good point. Oh, I was going to say because like the comparison, and that's why personally throughout traveling, I always felt bad. I always felt bad about getting out of shape. Like the entire time I was like, oh, I should start working out again, working out. Because before that, I was an athlete who worked out a lot, and I was super healthy, extremely healthy. So when I wasn't healthy, I was like, this sucks. Even though, like you said, compared to most people, I was pretty okay. I was average. I was still doing like push-ups and I was surfing and stuff. But compared to that time in my life that I was in really good shape, it felt like it sucked. Right? So, and it just kind of like, it depends on what part of the spectrum that you're on. Because if you're like average, but then you get super overweight, you're going to be like, that time that I was average was actually really good. Probably but each time you step up the scale of fitness, you're just going to have a better comparison. And then each time you get out of shape, you're going to be like, I wish I was that thing. And that's, I feel like, a reason why people never really have the motivation to get to that point because they don't know what it's like. Right? It's like
you don't know how good it feels until you actually put in the work to actually experience it.
It's like food. You gotta you're never gonna know your favorite food until you try it, right? Like you gotta know what it feels like to But yeah, let's wrap it up. It's been a long one.
It's been a productive conversation.
It has been a productive conversation.
Let us know if we change your mind, if you learn anything, or if you're extremely offended. Let us know. Let's have a conversation about it. If someone like messaged me after this was like, hey, what you said was completely like fucked up, like this is so wrong, blah blah blah, I would be open to having a conversation with that person. Okay, like please, like I genuinely would want to know.
And I think like, we covered our asses. I think we covered our asses because we said if you have a genetic condition or some sort of mental health or something else that falls under the spectrum of you literally do not have control over what happens physically to your body, you are exempt. You are literally a victim like that because I know people
Terry
like
Fox
that.
Had cancer, ran with one leg across the country. So even that sometimes that's an extreme example. But even Terry that Fox is a good example of I mean, but I wouldn't even say exempt is a good word.
But I know people who have that. And so Terry Fox, yes, that's something that's
an extreme
example. But
it's
had
an example.
Also an extremist mentality that made him overcome that. But I personally know people who do struggle with their body because of things they can't control, and it fucking sucks. Like I personally know people who cannot work out because if they do, they could have a seizure or they could like whatever the reason is. That sucks. But if you're not one of those people and you just don't want to get in shape.
Calling you out.
Anyways.
Don't be lazy. It's your responsibility.
Work out.
Don't blame other people. Don't make excuses.
You know what? Let's not even say workout. Go have physical activity fun. And don't eat like shit.
No, I wouldn't even say any of that. I would just say just feel good about yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, look at why you don't feel good about yourself.
I don't see, there's a little bit of that I don't disagree with because I feel like if you are someone who's super unhealthy and you feel good about yourself, you probably shouldn't feel great about yourself. Personal opinion.
I think if you feel good about yourself, that's all that matters. Because if you feel good about yourself, you're not going to complain.
Personal opinion, I believe you should never be, you should love yourself and feel good about yourself, but you should always know you could do better. You should always have like just a little bit of itch in the back of your head that goes like, but I can always be better. I'm happy with myself and I feel good about myself.
You name it, you can always be better.
But if I do a little bit more, I'm going to be a little happier. There's always like a step up you can do. Right?
Definitely.
That's why there's people who sit and watch Netflix for 8 hours a day. And that's why there's Courtney Dowalter who runs 240-mile marathons. There's a spectrum.
Not that there's anything wrong or right with either of them.
This topic fired me up. I actually have strong feelings about this topic.
Yeah, me too.
Because,
it's a strong topic, and
I think it's such.
You can even argue from an evolutionary perspective. You are alive and living in this beautiful country and world because your ancestors were strong. They were extremely fit and healthy, and they survived.
Apparently, humans, back in the day, back when we were hunters and gatherers and scavengers and all that crazy stuff, the average human was equivalent to today's Olympic athlete.
Wow.
We were tanks.
Yeah.
We were beasts.
Yeah.
And because we have couches and TVs now.
Think if you couldn't just walk to your fridge and you had to go out into a forest to hunt your own food or scavenge your own berries or like plant your own produce.
Because there's even and another thing is people always think that means that they're like ripped, muscular, like six pack. No, it doesn't mean that doesn't equivalent. That doesn't equal health.
Yeah.
Being insane, like I always refer to like yoga, like some people who are insanely good at yoga, and they look like they're super weak, but they can hold a handstand for 5 minutes. So it's like it's not about having a six pack. That's for magazines and impressing girls and guys.
Yeah.
Some people naturally get that. Cool. Right. If you don't, doesn't mean you're out of shape. I remember I worked out with a guy in high school.
Yeah.
He did the exact same shit as us.
Right.
The exact same. Me and my buddy always got in like better shape physically, visually. He did not change. And we're like, that sucks. But you can still lift the same as us.
Yeah.
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 Okay, let's actually wrap it up.
Okay. We're done. Bye.
Bye.